Looking to his left, the river flows down. Looking to his right, the river is flowing down. And looking ahead is another bank of the river. Now, JJ isn't going to cross here, but it's always a good idea, always a good idea, to check both sides of the river. Currently, the side of the river he is on is house side, I guess you could say. The one closest to the house. On the side the house is on, I should say. Now, it might be all iced up, but JJ doesn't walk across ice just because it's not really a good idea to walk across ice when you don't know how thick that ice is. You don't know if it's thin ice or if it's thick with a K or thick with two C's. I mean, you never know. In all seriousness, though, JJ goes ahead, and though he is young, he knows quite a bit about how to check for signs of animals, check and see what's kicking off in the wild places of the world. And Katie, if it is all right with you, I will roll maybe survival perception to scan for animal
Yes.
tracks. Okay. Okay. Oh,
Beautiful.
okay. That is a yeah. Okay, that is yeah. So with with this roll, JJ is going like has been and will continue to scan for not only like tracks of a certain kind, I mean, deer obviously will go through here every now and again. Like, squirrels will be here. Those aren't the tracks he's looking for. He's looking for signs of other predators, signs of other kinds of animals, and tracks that maybe he's not familiar with. Tracks that would indicate a beast of unknown make and model.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with a roll like that, you are going to obviously there's deer all over the place. You're out. I mean, the house itself is already well away from civilization, and you guys putter around in the near areas of the property, but you don't span out that much. The woods refuse to acknowledge that this is anyone's yard, so even out here, you're gonna see definitely deer, squirrels, bits where small birds have flitted down, but you're also going to see things like you've spotted at least one good rabbit track. There are places where you've seen, let's see, raccoons, possums. You could swear you found a fox's trail at least once. Small things like mice and whatnot. Not a lot of predators. Probably the biggest, quote, predator you may have spotted tracks from was, as you're going down the river and whatnot, there was at least one spot where you found some little bobcat paw prints, but it was fleeting and it didn't get very close to the house. It ranged briefly from the mountain and then ranged back up again.
Okay. Well, in that case, I guess it's good that there are no such predators being around here.
At least not here.
Right. Admittedly, we're not even very far away from the house, you know.
Yes. I mean, to most people, that would be one hell of a jog. To you, understanding the lengths that wilderness will go to and animals will go to. I mean, yeah, you're really objectively not that far away.
Right. I mean, snow does make it more arduous of a trek. However, Garu are Garu, and even in Homid, you're still a Garu.
Oh yeah.
Therefore, and given the fact that he has provisions as any good outdoorsman would, he's not too tied up with the worry that he might starve to death. So JJ is going to go ahead and find that one spot where a tree branch big enough to support his weight goes just over here, allowing him to hop onto this rock, that rock, and finally to the other side of the shore. And he's going to walk away from the river. And he's going to start exploring a little deeper on the other side and see what's up.
All right, you boldly move onward, and yeah, let's face it, it's a bit of a stream, but it's not that arduous to cross. The worst you're going to do is slip a little bit when you hit one of the rocks and be like, but yeah. So you hop over, start forging on. Are you heading up towards the mountain? Are you verging further into like the valley between the Blue Ridge and Appalachia? Where were you going, buddy?
Well, to answer your question, I'm headed more toward the mountain.
All right.
So would that put us in a westerly direction or what?
I'm going to say it would put you kind of easterly.
Okay.
Basically, you're in that nice place between them. So the Blue Ridge are slightly east of the Appalachia.
Okay.
And you are nestled up alongside the Blue Ridge.
All right. Well, in that case, JJ will start trying to scope out the Appalachian side, the east side of things, deeper into the woods.
All right. So you, good sir, venture up towards the mountain, which is admittedly there's places on the mountains where people have, settled. There's, roads every so often will break it up down, well up the fucking face. But there's a lot of just untouched shit there because let's face it, mountainous areas, unless you've got a good place or a good reason to build up around it, it's a lot more difficult to work with when it comes to, industrializing, when it comes to making homesteads and whatnot. So you got a lot of blank mountain face that you can venture on. You could probably, if you really wanted to, go a hell of a ways without more than crossing a road as far as signs of civilization go. So you head on up, start trekking. I'm going to have you retroactively roll me an alertness check real fast so I can give you just a little bit more about what you found on the other side, back towards the house.
Absolutely. I am not in lupus form, but I am going to go ahead and say I am in Glabro.
Okie dokie.
Oof, that's a fail.
Okay, it just means that you see the usual suspects, which is, your average songbirds, especially the ones that come out to where you sprinkle seed for them, and the crows are always there. There's a big fucking flock of them. That's honestly, it probably should split into several, but there's a pretty large flock of them that stay around the property. They don't seem especially keen on going anywhere. But yes, you continue, good sir. Are you doing the same sort of thing, scanning around, just kind of seeing what you see?
As a matter of fact, I am, once again looking for tracks. And, tracks come in a number of ways. They can come in like stomped down snow, which would indicate a trail, like broken twigs, thing passed here, tufts of maybe frozen fur because it's cold.
Yes.
Yeah, but just like things that are less obvious than, of course, footprints and droppings.
Okie dokie.
Would you like me to roll again for?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so still not as good as the first one, which was amazing, but still 2 successes.
That is still enough to be getting information as you go, be picking things up. So let's see. With that, see what I got here. 2 successes. It's more of the same for the most part. Again, primarily seeing things like deer, small little skittery bits like a squirrel venturing out, a rabbit venturing out. But I mean, for the most part, same old, same old. Give me. Like alertness check on top of that.
Okay, alertness. Much better. At diff 6, it's 5.
Oh, fabulous. And yeah, among other things, you're marching along. You're looking for signs every so often. I mean, I feel like you glance up more often when you're used to being outside and like being outside. Checking, just looking up at the trees, maybe admiring the fact that with the layer of ice on the branches, the trees kind of have a glow going, which is just fucking scenic as shit, really.
Oh, scenic as shit. This is part of the reason why, even though it's cold as hell and it can get like damp and all that, JJ loves winter.
Yes. It's really fucking pretty out there, especially when you get into an area that has not so many evergreens, but you happen to have a lot of deciduous trees around here. Yeah. Between things like, you'll get a freezing rain and then it'll ice over, and you've got just this layer of ice over everything that just makes it glisten and sparkle. That's way prettier than it has any right to be. But what will happen is, as you're scanning around, looking around, of all things, what you will spot up in a tree, just kind of a lucky catch, really, is little owl buddy.
Ooh, an owl. Okay. I assume the owl would be looking at JJ.
Yeah, you've got the. It's a little owl perched up in the tree. Kind of tucked up near to the trunk. It's just one of those things where you had some really good luck between the glistening of the tree and everything else. He kind of stood out as a dark spot, and he's just kind of tufted in and seems pretty passive, but is idly watching. Has like one eye half lidded, one eye open.
Okay.
But yes, you are the only thing currently making noise, so you're what it's looking at.
So JJ is going to not come to a sudden halt. This isn't like seeing, like, something like a deer or whatever. But, he's going to come to a stop and just, look at this owl. And, as it's tucked away in, is it like in a nest or something with like more protection than just a simple nest?
It's kind of tucked up into an area where you can tell like maybe this tree got sick one year or something, so there's a bit of a gnarled area at the base of this branch. And it's kind of tucked up half under that, but it's not a good, like, it's not a hole in the tree, He can't just stick his whole body in there. But he's kind of half ensconced. kind of out of the way, as it were.
Okay. So JJ is looking at this owl and where it is. Oh, excuse me. and and he just, smiles and looks looks right at this owl and it's just like whispers to himself basically, like, oh man, I sure wish that you could hear me, little buddy, and understand me. I'd build you a nice house better than that one. Maybe put some wood right alongside so you can get some better protection from the wind. Maybe keep it even as a nice little spring and summer and fall home. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Aw. Sadly, this is a perfectly mundane owl, so its attention is mostly just on you when you're moving. When you stop and just even talking lightly to yourself, it kind of loses interest, starts glancing around like wild animals do, because you're not the only thing in the woods, and it's a reasonably small species of owl, so you get the impression like it keeps a weather eye because, a decent sized, crow or bird could probably give it a rough time if it really wanted to. So it's just kind of keeping a lazy eye. Eventually tucks its beak down into, its chest fluff and seems to kind of half doze. Just hashtag just owl things.
Hashtag just owl things. Well, JJ is going to let Owl be Owl, and he is going to move on. And after a little bit of not finding what he's looking for, which is a good thing. In this case, it's a good thing for there not to be anything out of the ordinary.
Yes.
Oh, and we're not finding I'm not finding any human signs, am I?
Not really, no. You're out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. You might eventually find a hiking trail out here or something, because there are people who will do good long hikes of the range,
Mm-hmm.
There's even people who do a multiple month hike up the fucking Appalachia. So no, you might find a hiking trail eventually, but out here you're not expecting to find anything, and thankfully so far you really haven't.
All right, very good. I mean, it's not a war as would be described in a history book, but we're still in a war with literal vampires. So you have to be watchful for signs of human traffic,
Yes. I assume you're just kind of continuing, just kind of walking wherever your feet take you.
Yeah. Basically, in JJ's mind, a mile and a half is home territory, and then anywhere outside that is extended territory. That's also ours. But because it's snow, I mean, even in Glabro, snow can get pretty deep. So he's not going to be going anywhere past a mile and a half away from the house. But he is going to now turn his attention more north a ways. Yeah, just basically wherever his feet take him. He's just going around the area, trying to figure out what's what.
All right. With a roll like that, what I'm going to have you do is, as you're trekking along and passing another a small little stream, give me. You said you are doing survival primarily, so go ahead and give me that check again as you move along. Move right along.
All right. Boom, boom. Oof. Another fail.
Oh. Let's see. Is there any
And
way?
unfortunately, I'm not going to retroactively spend willpower for this. So, anyway, a fail.
You know what? Give me an alertness. In addition.
All right. Okay, better. So that's 2 successes again.
Aha, and one of them is even a 10, which is what I wanted. I know it was ridiculous, but I had hope in my heart. So what you, as you're putzing along, you're doing your thing, you're keeping a weather eye out, watching the wildlife just do what wildlife do, which is kind of a pretty nice peaceful state for you. You hear another little stream, and you like the sound of trickling water, so you just kind of meander towards that as you're working your way around the mountain. And it's not that you like catch it on a scan for tracks and stuff. Actually, what you'll see is kind of as you're walking along, it's just one of those fortuitous thing where the water and the ice kind of reflect, and you kind of catch a little bit of a flash down in the frozen mud around the little brook.
Hmm.
Just something about the way the ice is there. Maybe it's slick or something. You get a good like spark of sunlight.
Okay. Is there a way to get to that spot? This has my attention now. Is there a way to get to that spot safely?
Yeah, absolutely. You might hit some mud where it's closer to the water and the water's actually running, but most of the ground is frozen pretty solid, so you might have to do a little hop over the water, but it's no big.
I mean, honestly, if I had to, I could grab enough fallen sticks around to give myself a platform to step on.
Yeah,
So,
if it
yeah,
really
I
came down
mean,
to it. So you're good, buddy.
okay. So getting closer to this and just kind of like squatting down, what am I looking at? Is it something normal or
It is that nice in between place, normal wise. I rolled a chance die and you got a 10. So what you are gonna spot, um, and this is one of those things where it's this immaculate bit of luck because on the one side of the print you've got the ground starting to kind of thaw up because there's still active water running, and running water doesn't freeze. And on the other side you've got snow, but here in that nice little place where it probably got a little softer one day while the sun was up and left this, and then it froze over. And so it's the frost around the footprint that gets your eyes. When you come to look at it, you find a wolf print. The thing is, this is a massive canine track. Like
huh?
it's huge. And in fact, I will give you a quick wits check if you want to roll it.
Yeah, yes, please. Um, Pure wits or
Yeah, this is pure wits just to see if you make a quick lightning fast correct connection without having to do any real thinking about it.
okay.
Yeah, got
6.
one.
Okay, 1 success.
This is right up there with the size of like when you guys have tromped around the property out in the snow, you've seen the kind of prints you guys leave. This is like the size of one of you guys in Hispo.
Okay, okay. Hmm.
It's a big footprint.
Hmm. Well,
And it's dug in there like it has that weight behind it too. You can tell it hit like soft, just barely mud, and yeah, it's still you can tell from the depth and the placement, like there was some real weight behind it, pushing it in there.
hmm. Is there like hmm. Is there any way for me to tell if this is a footprint from one of us or someone else?
I
Something.
mean, realistically, the best way you could do to determine is, you could snag a picture of it and compare it with one of you guys in Hispo. You could ask the group if anyone's ranged out this far, but it does look an awful lot like a Hispo print. You could probably just, I don't know, kind of catalog it for later, but it looks very much like the prints you guys leave when you tromp around the property in a larger form.
Okay.
It's definitely canine and it's definitely enormous.
Okay. Okay. Uh, maybe I'll get lucky. Is there any fur left behind?
Hmm. Let's take a looky-loo. First roll and see. Actually, I will have you roll an alertness while I roll this.
Okay, then.
Or actually, I guess you could roll survival if you prefer. Because you're still looking for animal signs, technically.
Sure. 2 successes on the survival.
Take a looky. We'll say it's not a very lucky chance die, but it's a decent roll. You might find it like a little strand of hair trapped in the mud where it just sloughed off, but you're not finding like a good tuft or anything.
Okay. Well, it's not like I have a Ziploc baggie either, so.
You know what? I am going to prompt you to roll. Actually, I guess you're in Glabro, so maybe not. I will not just yet.
Okay. Do we, the pack, know how to dedicate our clothing yet?
Most of you do. And I'm happy to let you have it because everyone's perfectly willing to teach it.
Okay. Thank you, first off. Secondly, given that information, yeah, JJ is going to shift into lupus and just get a good sniff. Just.
All right, do it. Give me an alertness roll, or actually, I guess it could be alertness or survival, and it is -2 diff because you are in lupus.
Since I am looking for scent, I guess I will go for
I will
survival.
actually also give you the option of primal urge.
Actually, yeah, let's go with primal urge because that would be like a scent thing.
Considering that you are definitely looking for, that, I'll give you primal urge.
Yeah, okay. 4 successes. I wish I had a specialty.
Yeah, I see.
Damn,
Jesus.
2 10s? Shit, okay.
You hit lupus and you start nosing and snuffling around, get your nose right down in it. And yeah, very similar to, again, you've had some exposure to each other in various forms. This is definitely a wolf. That is not like a large dog. That is not some other unnatural smelling thing. It smells like a fucking wolf. It, let me think for a moment here. Most of the smell you'd have associated with her is just natural scent. So you know what, on the off, just because I think it's funny and it's primal urge and whatnot, I will give you that it is female, and it's definitely canine, and it's definitely lupine.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Female.
But you're not catching any oddball scents per se. Let's roll a chance die to see if there's anything wonky on her. That is obnoxiously inconclusive. Fine. I didn't want to have a hint anyways. I don't imagine there'd be anything that particularly stands out. It's mostly just her scent. You might catch like some tinge of a secondary scent clinging to it, as if she's not completely alone, but you're not getting anything that's like giving you any real hints in a particular direction. That is definitely a big ass female wolf.
Okay. Well, considering we are supposedly the only ones out here, JJ is going to try and remember to ask all the ladies back at camp, back in the den, back at HQ, if they've been out this way. And which way is the paw print facing?
Probably facing the water.
Okay.
You get the impression it's that lucky, like, she went down to the watering hole and just happened to hit a foot in the right place to leave you a good print behind.
Oh, shit. Do you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't think I should have done that because I have banned transformation around water.
I let it happen already. Fuck it. We've gotten this far. Maybe it's not a very loud water source. It's just a little stream slicking by.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But in the future, I'll be better about that. I apologize.
I mean, I forgot to.
Okay. Thank you.
That is okay. It is just a very quiet little stream, so, you know, no trickling water in the sound. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
We're pretending we didn't both fuck up. It's beautiful.
No.
This is the sound of plot holes closing.
Do you hear that? It's the sound of shut the fuck up, Nick. Okay, fair enough, baby.
We've come too far. It's too late.
We have come too far now to turn back and retcon. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So buy the water to drink. Okay. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to assume, possibly rightly, that a recent snowfall will have covered up any other tracks. So I am going to search the area again, and I'll assume that with that previous roll, this is like the big find, and I'm going to have to move on.
Yes, this is the big find. If you want, you can keep going around, and we'll see if you luck out into finding other signs real fast while you roll a... Again, you can roll alertness, you can roll survival, you can roll primal urge. I will just tailor the kind of response you get to which one you roll.
Okay. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I have female scent, but it's like unknown female scent. So I am going to instead cue my nice ass wolf eyes to look instead for like other paw prints, other tufts of fur that may be here, like a broken branch in the right place. Survival. And with the reduced diff, that's a
3 success.
3 successes.
Yes.
Okay.
So with your luck being what it is, it takes you a minute. I assume you're pretty set on this, right?
Yes, because if I'm not familiar with people coming out this far, it's gonna set me off. Like it's gonna be the red flag, you know?
This is definitely the only anomalous thing you have found the whole time you've been out. So yeah, you start there and you kind of start nosing and poking around, and as you range out and out a little bit, looking for any sort of telltales, what you'll eventually find is honestly, in the end, since it is survival, you catch a very weak kind of scent marker. And what calls you to the right place to catch that even is you find a tree that's been scratched up a bit. The bark's been disturbed and clawed up. Now here's the thing, it may have taken you a minute to find, in part because you know how you'll have wild animals scratch at trees and they tend to pick up their forepaws and use those. So it's usually a bit up the trunk. This is pretty high. From the lupus perspective, there's no way your little pawsies could reach that high. You'd have to like stretch full length up the tree.
No, but a hispo.
Oh yeah. It's pretty much right on the money. So you don't necessarily find the bits of bark because, like you said, recent snow. But you do see the scratches, and as you venture closer, you catch a little bit of a scent marker.
And it matches?
Yes. And just, let's see if she decided to do it this way. Oh, lucky you. It's left because she scrubbed herself on the tree, so there are bits of fur caught in the bark. A bit lower than the scratching, but little bits. Not massive tufts, but because it's not like she's blowing out the winter coat yet. But there's some fur left behind, and there's definitely there's a definitive scent marker. You can tell she took a minute.
Okay. Well, okay. Now I don't know wolf behavior, but I know that some creatures will scratch and do other things to mark territory.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, but the mark is definitely by claw, right?
I mean, big fucking paws. It's not like someone went Krynos claw and went crazy on this tree. But yeah, it's been scratched up.
Okay. Huh.
There is the higher up is the scratch marks, and then lower down there are bits of fur and stuff. Like she scrubbed either the side of her body or her face or something on the tree to leave behind scent markings.
Okay. Well, JJ is pretty sure that he's as familiar with that scent as he's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to... Let's see. Well, we have confirmation. There's a paw print by the river. There's this marking by the tree with scent on it. God, there's a huge piece of JJ that says, this isn't out of the ordinary, it's one of us. But at the same time, the fact that it could also not be is a pretty big thing. JJ will pan out a little more and see. Shall I roll again?
Sure. What are you just looking for further signs?
Yes, survival. Also, I have been forgetting to roll my +1 die for survival aptitude, so please don't bite my head off for it.
Oh, I forgot about your aptitude because that also drops your difficulty. It's not +1 die.
Oh, okay.
Aptitudes drop your difficulty, usually by 2.
Okay.
Thankfully, we bottom out at 3, so you cannot run around doing this at diff 2. That'd be ridiculous.
No, I would not be doing this at diff 2. Thank you. But it is a good thing that I have the drop diff because 1 success.
All right.
Ooh, those 2 ones are laughing at me, dude.
They are. Let's see what kind of thing. Oh, lovely. So you continue kind of panning outwards, looking for the next anything, really. Let's see. Let me think. This is fun.
Hey, if I'm giving you some fun, then maybe I won't die horribly.
No, you will not die horribly. You're good, buddy.
Okay.
Let me take a little looky back at her. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna have that moment.
That moment, you say?
I was debating doing something very silly, but it wouldn't have made a lot of sense. So,
okay.
You keep panning and poking around and looking and searching. What I will give you is eventually you'll find a kind of stomped down area, like trod down little little zone. And it's one success, but it was a 10 on the luck. So what you're going to find is not too far beyond, essentially, what doesn't necessarily look like a properly shot out, like properly dug out denning area. You definitely find an area where, yeah, there's some natural incline there, and it creates kind of a bit of a shelf almost, and up underneath there's been some digging and scruffing and whatnot done. And yeah, it's kind of flopped around on. It looks smoothed out, like there's been bodies laid there.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh. If I get a good sniff, am I picking up that one scent, or am I picking up more?
Let's find out, shall we?
What am I rolling? How about
Primal Urge.
Yeah, Primal Urge for the win. Plus perception, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, 5 successes.
Jesus. So in this, you will catch 2 scents. And yeah, it looks like an area that, I mean, you'd figure a den would be a lot more established, a lot deeper, but this looks like something that was dug out. Like, this is the kind of thing you can look at and say, I would have dug this out to get out of the wind. So it's just kind of this rough situation where ground in areas is kind of flattened and even kind of scuffed up, as though to kind of create almost like a nice little nest, dip to lay in. And yeah, there are 2 canine scents. Lupine. And what you will catch with Primal Urge, especially at 5 successes, is just a touch of, you know how, like, some of your friends have different scents kind of cling to them. Anton's got a very distinctive kind of thing going on. Heidi has a distinctive thing going on. Even Becca has like a particular tang that like she and her dad both have that are kind of, I don't know. It's just kind of an identifier marker. You catch that. Yeah. It's similar to Heidi's.
Oh, really?
Yes, indeed. So whatever this second scent is, it's got that same kind of odd little marker that flares up in your head as distinctive, and you don't know what it is, but Heidi has the same kind of distinctive scent.
Huh, okay. Well, now all I can think of is Heidi.
Da-na-na.
Yeah, and okay, so the other scent, is that female or male?
With 5 successes, male.
Makes a rage for jealousy. No, I'm totally kidding. I'm totally
Lol.
kidding. Yeah, like first
your
of all,
your readiness to fucking rattle that out was amazing. That was fast.
Yeah, right. Like takes a rate. Yeah. Okay. No. So, any of that particular tang off the male scent, or
it's attached to the male scent.
Oh, it's also okay. And okay. So okay. So how strong is that scent? Like, I mean, because over time, scent fades away.
It's a little stronger here because it's where they actually laid for a prolonged period of time. It's not quite as strong as the scent marker because that was purposefully like rubbing scent glands and whatnot up against the tree to make sure she left something behind. So in this case, it's kind of ambient and it's faint, but it's there. It's not like this was done like today or yesterday. This is probably kind of old.
Okay. Hmm. Well, damn, I found where they slept, I found where they drank, and I also found a scent marker.
You did.
And they're both Garu, they're both us, they're both werewolf. Hmm.
It seems like. How are they
Hmm.
really big wolves?
Yeah. Unless the evil corporations have turned out like uber wolves, I don't think that we're gonna get
Da-na-na.
this. Yeah, right. See, Alex Jones was right. Alex Jones was right. No, okay. So, hmm. Well, damn. Okay. JJ has more mission to do. As much as he wants to find exactly who left, like, who slept here and who left that scent marker, he's going to. Well, is there any other indication of where they might have went? I will
Not
roll.
really, but I
No?
will.
Okay.
On the off chance, I'll let you roll because tens are tens.
Okay. Okay.
We'll see if
Oh,
you're super lucky.
no. So, okay. So, I mean, statistically, that's five. Also, none of those are tens. So, I'm going to say that I found no trace of where they might have gone.
It's one of those things where time and the snow have worked against you.
Yeah.
So beyond seeing that they slept here, marked it, and at least stopped by the stream for a drink, there's no real telling.
Okay. Well, hmm. In that case, on the off chance that they come back, JJ is going to rub up against a nearby tree really good, both sides of his flank. He's going to rub like a piece of his face on the tree, and then he's going to lift his leg and take like a whiz.
That'll do it.
Yeah, and to tell them, hey, I'm here. But JJ is then going to continue his regularly scheduled patrol. This time as a wolf.
All right, keep a trotting. Move on.
Yeah, and so he'll keep trotting and move along, keep calm and move on. Yeah, so rolling more survival as he scouts the area further. Um, I'm gonna say that it's gonna be with a higher difficulty because he is distracted now, thinking about the wolves that could have been. So yeah, fuck. Okay, so 6 successes, still at diff 4 now.
Yep.
Okay, shit. So 6 successes to look for tracks: animal, uh, human, and unfamiliar.
You know what? I will give you that. Among other things, you're putzing along at one point just for funsies as you're ranging around the mountain doing your thing. Uh, you start investigating something that looks kind of interesting and spot this at one point.
Hmm.
It's one of those things where, like, as you venture closer and closer, it becomes more and more like kind of vaguely alert and watching, but doesn't come like, billowing out of the den. Still fucking
Oh,
cold.
do I know what this is?
That is a bear.
Oh,
That is a black bear.
oh. Without turning his back to it, JJ is going to back away, keeping his eyes on the bear at all times.
Smart boy. Yeah, you basically range around and seeing some interesting activity around it, kind of get around enough to where you finally see that big head kind of pick up and turn and look at you. And then you decide that this is not the place for you, and I'll just be politely backing out now. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Katie, just because I can go Krynos and kill anything I want to, doesn't mean I want to kill anything I want to. You know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
JJ is not
Thankfully,
a nature murdering hobo, you know?
I mean, thankfully, it's still winter and it's still lazy, so you back on up and decide to go about your merry way, and it just lets you.
I'm just a dream, man. Go back to sleep.
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, once I'm away from that area, uh, I'm going to go back along my regularly scheduled route, and I suppose I'll end up. I mean, for brevity, I'm gonna just do a full circle, like trying to avoid human areas, of course, but
I mean, thankfully, with only a mile and a half of range, you're not going to hit any real civilization. Like I said, the worst you've got is the road that you guys take to get to the house, and
Mhm.
uh, and once you veer off that onto the property, I mean, it's just one road. So yeah, you do a full circle. You find, I mean, JJ with these roles that he's been having is pretty clearly pretty well attuned. You're seeing a lot of natural activity. You find kind of a marshy, boggy area that's kind of still managing to be soggy. There's just enough movement in the water there off to one area around the house.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, you cross the stream at least once. All in all, it's everything is pretty situation normal. This is the kind of stuff you'd expect to see out there. You just had that one anomalous point where you found that track and those signs of at least brief habitation. But otherwise, it's pretty situation normal out here. It's actually kind of nice.
All right. Because I've done so much travel, I'm going to say that I started off in the very early hours of the morning, and I have not gotten back until like the sun has just gone down, and now I'm back at the manor.
All right.
Um, JJ might be physically exhausted, but he has to know. He has to be absolutely sure. So he's gonna go, and if she's here, try and locate Heidi.
Oh, Heidi is always at the house.
Good.
Heidi is
Um,
a proverbial resident. So we pull up Heidi. Let's. I remember what folder things are in.
no, you're good.
There we go. Now let me do a roll to see what shape she is in today. Okay, not her finest moment, but that's all right. Yeah, you head back to Le Manor, and get. I assume you're just going back to Hamid and going in.
Yeah, so basically, as I hit the door, JJ remembers that he has paws, not hands, and so he shifts back to Homid, glad that he's still warm and nice and toasty, and he's gonna open the door.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, and when he gets in, take your sloshy boots off, take your coat off, and hang it up, and maybe give those things a good shaking outside before you come in. And yeah, and then he's gonna close up the door up all nice, and yeah, he's not gonna call out for her. No sense making all that racket in a big place like this. But he is going to attempt to locate Heidi. She'll probably be somewhere, maybe her art room. She'll be here.
yes. So yeah, you kind of take a quick glance around downstairs. Don't necessarily see her. Trot up the big main curving staircase. And where you will find her is up in one of the halls, where she doesn't necessarily stick to any one particular area with her painting. So today she seems to have a couple new pots of paint, and is out in the hallway where she's got the massive, like, that kind of stylized wolf that spans an entire wall of the hall.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she is like up on her tippy toes, probably in like colorful, warm, fuzzy socks. And yeah, is doing that. Though she, as you come up the stairs, glances over and waves.
Hi there, Heidi.
Oh, hey.
Well, are you feeling okay today?
Mm-hmm. You have snow in your
Good.
hair.
Hmm?
She like reaches up and like bats his hair.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I was out all day.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure that all this land here is safe. And well,
Get a
Heidi,
big smile for that.
I came across the most amazing thing.
Oh?
Uh, Katie, out of character, Heidi is one of us, right? Or is she Ken?
She's kin.
Okay. Um, Heidi, I saw the most amazing thing. Uh, are you one of us?
Mm-hmm. No.
No? Oh,
Mm-mm.
well, okay, cause I found a paw print, like a wolf paw print, but it was bigger than just a wolf, it was like one of us kind of big.
Oh.
Yeah, and it smelled like you. And I mean, it didn't smell like you. You
Oh.
have you have like this like particular part of you that smells a certain way. And what I was getting off that paw print was like that, okay? And so anyway, I tracked it back to where two big canine shapes had been laying down for the night. And I only got as strong a scent as I did because it was in this overhang, and so none of the snow had covered it up just yet. But Heidi, there were two wolf scents that smelled remarkably, somewhat the way you do. I mean, it wasn't you, but I had to make sure.
Oh. Well, it wasn't me.
Well, listen, I sure am sorry for busting up your painting just to ask you a silly question like that.
Oh, it's okay. Um, did you see anything else?
Um, well, I saw an owl, and well, hey, listen, he was a cute little owl, he was one of the smaller varieties. Um, I mean, he was all nestled up, all cute looking, right in this gnarled spot on a branch, and oh man, he was just the cutest looking critter, cutest critter I ever done seen. Well, anyway, so I saw an owl, and other than that, I didn't see anything strange. Except, like I said, for that wolf track area. So, anyway,
And it wasn't any of us?
well, no, it didn't smell like any of us. But I am gonna make a point of asking all. I mean, basically asking everybody if they noticed anything up that way, because
Okay.
none of us, besides like you, smell the way that Mark did right there. Hmm.
Oh. Oh. It's usually
Yeah.
like, the paintbrush just kind of falls away from the wall a little bit. That safety reflex she has, just so she doesn't accidentally like hit it with the brush while she's pausing to think.
Do you need help putting that back on the wall?
Hmm? Uh, I mean, did you want to paint too?
Oh no, I'm not. See, I'm not. I'm not. I'm see. I'm good at going out in the woods, but I've never been a good painter.
Okay. No, I'm okay. Just thinking.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, listen, I've been out basically all day. Do you want some hot cocoa or some tea or something?
Yeah, I got far enough. I'm not doing very good today. He like points out, and I mean, I imagine to JJ it looks like immaculate, but to her,
Oh well, I mean, hey, listen, we all have our standards for ourselves. Okay, now I'm looking at this piece thinking, hey, this is a really nice piece, but I do realize that that even hey, even I have my off days, so I understand that you might not think this is the best you can do, but I still think it's really really good.
mm,
I mean, I certainly couldn't do anything like this.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a really bad day, um, yesterday, and I'm better today, but it's still kind of distracting. She finally reaches over to put the lid on the paint pot.
Oh, um, I mean, good. Well, I'm certainly glad you're better. Um, I mean, was there anything in particular wrong, or was it just an off day?
It was a bad dream.
Oh, well,
And do you ever have, dreams where you wake up, but then you're not really awake, you're still dreaming?
um, not not really. Um, I mean, there are dreams where I wake up and I have to, look around and like maybe grab the bed sheets or something to figure out that I'm out of the dream. But I've never had that exact thing happen to me. No.
Sometimes people have dreams where you think you wake up, but then the dream starts again because you're not really awake yet. And so that's what it was like yesterday. I woke up, but I didn't feel like I was awake. And it was not a good dream. So it's okay. Anton came back and it was okay, but it was hard. But I know I'm awake now.
Good, good. Well, I mean, if you're ever, stuck dreaming, I mean, you do have all of us, and including me, not just Anton, to come to. Although I do realize that Anton is a really good guy. I just had, you know what, Heidi? It's just like you said. Anton is a really good guy. You just have to get to know him, and you'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, well, I sure do wish that the day I met him, he wasn't so stressed, because you know,
He has to look strong.
yeah, well, listen, Anton might be a different kind of guy, but he's a good kind of guy. And I can see that now. So I'm glad that you were there to tell me that because, now I realize you're right.
Yep. She plunks the paintbrush, and as you're talking, comes over and kind of side hugs you. Kind of head towards the stairs because I mean, there's gonna be Coco and stuff, right? So yeah, she just eases up alongside you like it's no big thing, and just hooks the arm up around the back for the side hug.
Oh yeah, and Katie, heart fucking going a million miles per hour. JJ will, give her the side hug, like, oh my god, a girl is hugging me. Oh, 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 I'm 16. Oh, oh, a girl is hugging me. Oh, this is unexpected. Oh, no. Anyway, so JJ gives her, the admittedly probably awkward side hug, and yeah, Coco. JJ remembers Coco, and for him, hot water, and yeah, he'll say, so do you want to go, hot drinks?
Mm-hmm.
Great, okay. And JJ will, JJ will go and prepare them some hot drinks.
Oh, she'll go along the whole way and does not seem to have, like, I mean, obviously everyone has their limits, but she doesn't seem to have an especially noticeable personal bubble. So even like walking down, she'll probably stay like kind of linked up on him. Because why the fuck not? He's another person who's happy to be kind of a safe zone. So yeah, she stays reasonably close and keeps around while you're boiling water and whatnot, and generally just stays in your periphery pretty much. Stays close, chitter chats.
Yeah,
Asks if you've seen the new boy.
Ooh, ears perk up. Oh, a new guy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have not. Who's he?
I don't know yet. Normally I get to meet new people as soon as they come in, but this one, he went to sleep for a really long time, and I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet. That's why I wondered if you'd seen him.
Oh, no, I have not.
Everyone went out with Becca, like a day or two ago, and brought him back with them. She points off, like he's over in the room. The I guess it's a parlor where you stick new people like their first night or two. The air mattress,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I mean, is he there now?
Probably.
Well, then I'll have to bring him. I mean, if he's awake, I guess I'll chat with him. But I mean, if he's asleep, I guess I'll just leave it next to him. Hot drink.
You should. She gets kind of excited about this. Like, yes, find a way to interact. I will live vicariously through you.
Vicariously through you.
Yes.
Oh.
So yeah, she will excitedly encourage this because that's a nice thing to do.
Yes, it is the nice thing to do. Yeah, so just to wrap things up for now, I think that by the way, we are speaking of
yes, the new PC, who you can take a look at the picture in there, and that is the cheeky bastard you will see. Though I imagine, for the sake of convenience, when you go by, he can either sleep or you guys can do a scene the next time you catch him online.
Okay. Well, yeah, next time I'm online, I guess.
Yes.
But yes, hot drinks, and that will be it.
Oh, very frickin' well, sir. In that case, I will say thank you, player, for playing. And for here, we will call it a scene.